ABC 36 News at Noon is brought to you by Trackside Restaurant and Bourbon Bar.
Welcome back, friends. Well, our next guest, you know her, you love her, Dr. Melissa Carver, mindset practitioner and author, is back with more knowledge for us to take in. Welcome back to the show,
Hello.
Dr. Carver.
Thanks for having me back.
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about, and it's such an easy thing you would think when you hear it, the words "I love you." And a lot of times people cannot say it, though.
They cannot.
They can feel it, but sometimes the words just aren't coming out. Why is that?
Well, one of the main reasons is because they didn't grow up hearing it. So they don't know how to express that. They feel very uncomfortable saying it. They feel uncomfortable hearing it even. And that's why so often people find other ways to express love, like financially taking care of the family, right? That may be their way of showing love instead of saying it.
Yeah, that's right. And how does this, when someone doesn't grow up hearing "I love you" from their parents, is it typically with both parents or just one parent in particular? How does that affect them then?
Well, most of the people that I have talked to and my clients, it's usually both. And that may be because one parent was that way and the other one just kind of followed suit.
Yeah.
And they weren't saying it necessarily to each other either.
Yeah.
So it just became the household norm. But it really does affect how they can accept love later on in their life and express it.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, what do you think, what is the, I guess, how do you speak to someone who grew up with that? They might not even realize that they're not sharing that and not doing it. So how do you, as either a friend or one of the, you know, daughters or sons or, you know, whoever is in the family that's not sharing that, how do you express to them that you want them to express that? And will they get angry at you if you ask them that?
Maybe sometimes angry, but more so uncomfortable and being called out.
Yes.
And we just have to be uncomfortable. You know, people are so afraid to be in those uncomfortable moments, but once we get through them, then that goes away and it becomes a conversation, right? We can be uncomfortable for a little while to create some healing.
So what are some of the statements you can say? I mean, how do you even approach somebody that is being that way?
Well, if you were the child of a parent who didn't say it, just going to them and saying, hey, I'm just really curious, why was this not a normal thing in our household? Why didn't you say the words "I love you"? I think so many assumed, oh, they know. They know I love them. I don't need to say it.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of times too, it may not be said in the family, you know, on a regular basis or ever, but it doesn't mean that that child didn't feel that love. Is that right?
Exactly. They may have felt the love in the household.
Right.
They felt nurtured.
Right.
But they still wanted and longed for those words of affirmation.
Right.
Especially in moments, you know, when they were upset or something traumatic was going on. And to a child, it may not seem traumatic to the adult, right? But to the child it was, and they just wanted to hear "I love you."
Right, right. So how do we get comfortable speaking love then? How do we get comfortable with that?
Being uncomfortable. Again, going back to that, just being uncomfortable and being okay with that and saying, you know what, this is scary.
Yeah.
And it feels a little weird, but I'm just gonna say it. And saying it to our friends.
Wow.
Saying it to all the people in our life that we love. I tell you every time I'm here, I love you.
I love you. I love you too. Where do people find out more information about what you do as well?
Just drmelissacarver.com.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Carver, for coming in. I love you. I love having you on the show.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this. Keep it here. We have the winners of the Instagram contest coming up.